Hi, and welcome back to the All Scale Slot Car Den. I'm Dennis, and we're just going to jump right back into this Matchbox car, Matchbox vehicle series. The Matchbox cars made by Lesney that ran from 1953 to 1969 in the regular wheels version. And we're doing this series. This is episode 7 of it, and we're discussing virtually every car that Matchbox made in that regular wheel series, the 1 to 75 series. And in episode 7, we're going to kick right off with number 63. We are in the home stretch of this, going up to 75. We're up to number 63. And this is the 63, the first version, which was made in 1959 and ran through 1964. The A version of the 63. And this is the Ford 3-ton 4x4 Red Cross service ambulance. Another in their fantastic patriotic line of military vehicles in that series. And this is another beautiful work. And this came with finer knobby black plastic wheels with crimped or rounded axles. Very patriotic military series. Love them. And if I forget, don't remind me to place them on this box or near this box, just so you get a good idea of the depth and the scale of each one of these. As I've mentioned, they vary wildly, and generally they're considered like HO size for the slot car fans. But they could vary, and you see that as we go. So just remind me to put it on that box as we go along. Okay, from 1965, that 63 vehicle, the B version of it, became the Foamite Airport Crash Tender in this red. And the nozzles were gold or silver. Very nicely done job with this. And this was the B version of the 63, number 63. It ran from 65 to 1968 in black plastic wheels. A lot of the cars going forward here will have the black plastic wheels. Beautiful work. And I'm going to remember to put it on that box. All right, and then 63 C in 1968 became this Dodge crane truck with the pivoting crane boom. Very useful vehicle. Look at all that. That is fantastic. Very useful on your work site when you're a kid and having to move things around. This came in very handy with that nice red tow hook. And that tow hook was either yellow or red. And of course, black plastic wheels. So that's the 63s, because that closed it out in the regular wheel series, 1968 to 69. All right, now we head to 64, number 64. The 64A in 1959 through 65 was this, yes, another military vehicle, the Scammell breakdown truck in this olive green with the hook. That was green metal or silver metal, or the gray hook was plastic. And this came with black plastic wheels. Very nice job they did. Another very patriotic military vehicle in the series. At the end of this, I might just gather all these military vehicles together and just see what we have, because they did a very nice job with them. All right, the number 64B in 1966, that ran through 1969, became the MG 1100 in this beautiful green color and with the tow hook. And this had black plastic wheels. I love that car. Like I always say, it doesn't translate into the video. You just have to see these in real life and to really appreciate the colors of them. And the interior work, just beautiful work when you're thinking of it. This ran 1966 to 69. Amazing. All right, now let's get into the 65s. In 1959 through 1961 was this Jaguar 3.4 liter saloon car. And this ran 59 to 61. This was the A version. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the B version, because this is 2 5/8 of an inch long. And it has an opening hood. I can get, yes, I did it. I did it. And you could see the details of the engine in there. Fantastic, fantastic. Now, like I said, this is the B version. I do not have the A version. The A version ran from 59 to 61, and that was basically the same as this. It was 2.5 inches long. This is the B version, ran from 62 to 67, and it was 2 5/8 of an inch long. Continuing with the theme that Matchbox did, that basically as they went, their cars got a little larger in most of the cases. Not all, but most of the times. The cars grew a little bit as the years went by. And the first version, the A version, was blue or metallic blue and silver trim. And it had red taillights or no taillights. That was the first version. The A version, and it had gray plastic wheels. This B version was red or metallic red, and only the metallic red had knobby treaded silver plastic wheels. And this came with fine or knobby gray plastic, silver plastic, or black plastic wheels, since it was just the red and not the metallic red. So long story there for the Jaguars. And then did I put this one here? Let me put that one there. And that one too while we're at it. I think I might have forgotten. You have to really keep up with me. Okay, now let's get to the 65C. This became something completely different, as most cases happened as the numbers went along through the years. Staying with 65, the 65C ran from 1967 to 1969, and this was the class combine harvester. And this yellow blade spins as it harvests, and this one I remember fondly from my childhood. I think I tried to mow the lawn with this quite a few times, and didn't do such a great job mowing the grass, but I had fun pretending. And this came in either dark red or light red with black plastic wheels. And I remember this one fondly. Some of them stick out much more than others, and this one really stands out to me. I might have had a couple, and maybe that's why, or maybe I just put it to work more than the others. All right, now let's get to number 66. We are really in the home stretch. And this was the Citroen. This was the 66A. Ran from 1959 to 1961 in yellow. This was the Citroen DS19. And it came with gray plastic or silver plastic, crimped or rounded axles. Beautiful car. You don't see that on the road too much in the United States. But maybe in the UK, there may be some still around, and definitely in the 60s. And in going in a completely different turn, the 66B turned into the Harley Davidson motorcycle and sidecar in this metallic bronze. Beautiful, really, really pops. Beautiful, beautiful. And this ran from 1962 to 1966, and the tires were black plastic. Harley Davidson motorcycle and sidecar. And very large. And rounding off, the 66 numbers are from 1966 to 1969, the Greyhound coach. And this was either in blue or gray, and the Greyhound sign there was either a decal or a label, and the windows were either yellow or clear. The Greyhound coach. And that came with black plastic wheels. Very, very large Greyhound coach. You can see the windows on top. Look at that, overgrown for the box, oversized. So either, I assume it had its own larger box, so the boxes weren't standard. I'll talk about the boxes when this is all said and done. All right, that was the Greyhound coach. Now let's get to number 67. And guess what? A military vehicle. A military vehicle, the Saladin armored car, 6x6. This olive green military vehicle was the 67A, ran from 1959 to 1967. That's a nice healthy run. Nice healthy run. 8 years with fine or knobby black plastic wheels with crimped or rounded axles. Awesome, awesome military vehicle. The turret, does it go all the way around? Oh, yes it does. Yes it does. Fantastic, fantastic. Patriotic military vehicle, the 67A, which turned into the 67B in 1967 and ran through 1969. The Volkswagen 1600 TL in red. And the doors open on this. This actually had a maroon roof rack, or like this one, no roof rack. That was the variations on this. And the tires were black plastic with the chrome wheels. Fantastic looking car. Nice interior, nice detail on this. That's the Volkswagen 1600 TL. Now, in 1969, closing off the regular wheel series, this same Volkswagen 1600 TL with the opening doors and everything was purple, and it had no roof rack. And the tires were black plastic with the chrome, same as everything, but everything was purple. And that closed off the 67s. Again, like I always say, give or take a year, as most of these models did come out at the beginning of the year, but a lot of them didn't. They would transition throughout the year, and the numbers, the models would change. So give or take a year on what I'm saying. All right, so let's get down to the number 68, which ran from 1959 to 1965. You guessed it, another military vehicle. They started really pumping out these military vehicles towards the later numbers. And but this ran from 59 to 65, a nice healthy run in this olive green, and this came with or without silver trim. And this was the Austin MK2 radio truck, Mark II radio truck. Came with fine or knobby black plastic wheels with crimped or rounded axles. And we're going to do this to catch up because I forget everything that I say I'm going to do. And now we get to the Mercedes coach. And this is actually one of the two B versions of the Mercedes coach, the number 68B. It was either in sea green with the white roof, or this orange with the white roof, Mercedes coach. But both of those versions had black plastic wheels. Very interesting. And the roof comes off and reveals the seating arrangements there. So you can put, if you had tiny little figures or whatever, you could stick them in there and put the roof back on, and they can go and have an exploration day in their Mercedes coach. All right, and this will close off today's episode. We'll close it off. Let's get to 69. And the 69A ran from 1959 to 64, was Nestle's Commer 30 CWT van in this maroon with fine gray plastic wheels. It also came in dark red with fine or knobby gray plastic, or in light red with fine or knobby gray plastic or silver plastic wheels. So this was the maroon with the fine gray plastic wheels. And beautiful car. I had a cat named Nestle, so that's very special to our family. Nestle. The Nestle's Commer 30 CWT van. It's 59 to 64. And then the 69B was the Hatra tractor shovel. And this is actually another version of it, because the first version of it was in all orange, and the wheels were orange, red, or yellow, and the tires were gray plastic or black plastic. And that ran from 65 to 67. This version ran from 67 to 69, the Hatra tractor shovel, which was movable, swayed either side, and you can really get a lot of jobs done if you had this one on your work site, in your yard, and really doing some fine work with your Matchbox cars. And this one was in all yellow, and the wheels were red or yellow, as you can see here. And the tires on this one are black plastic. And this also came with an all orange body with the yellow shovel. So, and the wheels were orange on that version. And that ran also parallel to the 67 to 69, and the tires were black plastic wheels. So there you have it. That's episode 7. We're finishing up at 69 and loving every moment of it. And thank you for watching. The next episode will be the final one of this Matchbox series. And thank you all for following along. This is all in a playlist on my channel. So if you'd like to go back and catch up, and there'll be one episode left after this. So I really appreciate you coming by. Thank you for watching. Take care.